Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man tabi'a sunnatahu ila yawmiddin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another episode of some benefits of selected hadith from Adab Mufrad. Now we come to chapter 439, and this is where we start to talk about the etiquettes and the reward and the virtue of saying salam. It starts with shaking hands with children. Salam bin Wardan said, I saw Anas ibn Malik shake hands with some people and he asked me, Who are you? I said, The Mawla of Banu Layth. He stroked my head 3 times and said, May Allah bless you. So this narration shows us the kind-heartedness of the companion and encourages shaking the hand of the young as well as stroking the head of the young and supplicating for them. Chapter 440, Shaking Hands. Anas ibn Malik said, When the people of Yemen came, the Prophet ﷺ said, The people of Yemen have come and they have more courteous hearts than you. They are the first who introduced the handshake. This hadith cites the connection between tender-heartedness and handshake and encourages the handshake. In another authentic narration collected by Imam Abu Dawood, At-Tirmidhi and others, the Prophet ﷺ said, No two Muslims meet and shake hands except that they are both forgiven before they depart. Abdullah ibn Yazid said, Al-Bara' bin Azib said, part of the full greeting is to shake your brother's hands. Chapter 441, a woman stroking a child's head. Marzuq al-Thaqafi said, Abdullah bin Zubayr sent me to his mother Asma bint Abu Bakr, and he told her how Hajjaj was treating them. She prayed for me and stroked my head. I was a young boy at that time. Chapter 442, Embracing. Jabir bin Abdullah said, A hadith reached me on the authority of the companion of the Prophet ﷺ, so I purchased a camel and rode it for a month until I reached Syria. Abdullah ibn Unais was there, and I sent word to him, saying, Jabir is at the door. The messenger returned and said, Jabir bin Abdullah? I said, Yes. So Abdullah came out and embraced me. I said, A hadith reached me, which I myself did not hear from the Prophet, and I feared that one of us would die. He, Abdullah ibn Unais, said, I heard the Prophet ﷺ say, Allah will gather his slaves or people naked, uncircumcised, without anything. We asked, what is meant without anything? The Prophet ﷺ said, they will have nothing with them of worldly goods. The Prophet went on, he will call them with a voice that is heard from afar. And I think that he said, it is as if it was heard somewhere nearby, saying, I am the king. No one of the people of the garden will enter the garden while any one of the people of the fire is seeking him for some injustice he did to him. No one of the people of the fire will enter the fire while any one of the people of the garden is seeking him for an injustice he did to him. I asked, how can this be? We come to Allah naked and without any worldly goods? He, Abdullah ibn Unais, said, either with good actions or with evil actions. So this shows us that the point of reference in this hadith is the chapter heading, is that Abdullah came out and then embraced Jabir ibn Abdullah radiallahu anhum. Anas ibn Malik reported that when the companions of the Prophet ﷺ met, they would shake each other. And when they returned from journeys, they embraced each other. I mean, they would shake their hands, and when they returned, they would embrace each other. Abdurrahman ibn Razin said, we passed by Ar-Radba, and we were told, there is Salama ibn al-Aqwa. We went to him and greeted him. Then he held out his hands and said, with these 2 hands I offered allegiance to the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He held out his palm, and as massive as the palm of a camel, and we rose and kissed it. So, explaining similar narrations, Imam al-Albani explained, as for kissing the hand, there are many narrations which all point to its establishment from the Prophet ﷺ and the pious predecessors. Thus, it is our opinion that it is permissible to kiss the hand of a scholar if the following conditions are fulfilled. It should not be made a custom such that the scholar becomes used to stretching out his hands to his students, and that the students also get used to seeking blessings through that. This is because although the Prophet ﷺ's hand was kissed, it was rare, and whatever is like that should not be taken as continuous practice, as is known from the fundamentals of Islamic jurisprudence. Secondly, that it should not lead to the scholar being arrogant towards others, feeling self-important, as with the case with some sheikhs today. That it should not be led to suspending a well-known sunnah such as the sunnah of a handshake, which is approved from his actions and statements, and which brings about the falling of sins of the 2 persons shaking hands, as reported in many hadith. So it is not allowed to cancel it because of an act which is, to say the most, only permissible. Thabit said to Anas, did you touch the Prophet ﷺ with your hand? He said yes, so he, Thabit, kissed it. But this is a weak narration, but as we mentioned, it's already established. And with that, we end today's short session. Until next week, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.